Okay, so we don't have much today. Um, let's see what we working with.
Young audience, if you don't ever listen to another video I make, listen to this one. Follow God now. Don't wait. I wish with every fiber of my being and existence that I would have been following God earlier on in my life, in middle school, in high school, in my first couple years of college. Because man, you are missing out if you don't. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 reads, "Remember your Creator in the days of your youth, before the days of trouble come, and the years approach when you will say, I find no pleasure in them." Don't that sound like our world today? People are miserable out here. People are lost out here. People are running to the wrong things, and I'll tell you why. It's because they didn't seek out a true relationship with the Lord while they were young. And life started lifing, and they started digging themselves into pits with all of this sin, and they put themselves through so much extra trouble that they didn't have to. Listen to me, man. I put myself in trouble so many times by not following God when I was young. And when you're young, man, you want to live, you want to experience, but man, you are headed for destruction doing that. And maybe you'll listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Because when mom telling you, when dad telling you, when your elders telling you, you be like, man, I ain't trying to hear that. Y'all used to live wild when y'all.
It sounds like there are no young guys who have been following God for a while. So I like the fact that he's already coming out and just admitting that, like, yo, find God in the days of your youth. Give him your youth. I've been fortunate that my testimony has kind of been different from his because I literally grew up in the church, right? So I'm blessed to even say that. That's one thing I don't take that for granted. I'm literally blessed to have to say that. I grew up in the church. So yeah, so I understand it holds a different weight coming from someone your age telling you like, okay, so let's continue with this.
I was young, let me do it. No. Give your life to Jesus. You ain't missing out on nothing. But by following Jesus, you'll gain everything. Following Jesus at a young age is going to set you so far ahead of your peers. They're going to be focused on the most meaningless things of the world, but you're going to be following God, which is going to be elevating you. Not only in the world, but also in your spirit. You're going to be so much more mature and spiritually wise than everybody around you because they're going to be so surface. They're going to be so shallow, but you're going to have such a deep-rooted connection with the Lord. Not to mention, the Lord is a safeguard, and he who follows the Lord will save themselves from extreme measures. What does that mean? That's scripture. And I might not have said that verbatim, but that's a scripture. Following God will protect you from the problems that a lot of youth are gonna run into. A lot of people out here, man, they're going to get themselves into a lot of trouble going out partying, drinking, doing drugs. They're going to get in trouble with the law. They're going to get in trouble out in the world. They're going to get in trouble at home. But following God is going to keep you protected. A lot of people are going to be in trouble financially. A lot of people are going to be in trouble with stress, with so many added things because they following the world and they listening to the devil. They letting the devil control and dictate their lives through the music they listen to, through their activities they're doing. But following the Lord keeps you safe in every avenue. It'll keep you safe at home. It'll keep you safe as you go out into life. It'll keep you from avoiding the extremes. Following God is the win. And I know what it's like being young, bro. I mean, I'm not no old head yet. I'm still 21.
What?
I'm still in college.
Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. You 21? Golly. I left that like a minute ago. I left that like a minute ago, bro. So I'm excited for you, bro. I'm excited about your journey. I'm excited the fact that you even unashamed about this. Like when we were coming up, okay. So I was saying like when we was young, I had like the privilege of having amazing musicians that were like a movement. I grew up on Christian hip hop music, right? We had cross movement at the time. Then after like a lot of the cross movement music came out, we ended up having Unashamed, right? The Lecrae's, So I grew up on that. Young Christians who were like, we're not ashamed to stand as Christians. So there was like a whole movement, music to the movement type of thing, if you want to say it like that. So it was easier. I would say it was easier for us to identify as people of faith, right, because of such movements, right? So I was fortunate for that. I was personally fortunate for that. So yeah, let's take
I
a
know
little bit of this more, a little bit more of this, than like call it, because it's pretty long.
what type of things you worry about. Like, oh, people gonna judge me. Or, oh, people gonna think I'm weird. So what? Whose approval are you?
By the way, the scripture that I was the unashamed movement. If you've never heard about them, the 116 click. If you've never heard about them, they were mostly inspired by the verse Romans 1:16. For I'm not ashamed of the gospel, for it's the power of God unto salvation, right? To everyone that believes. Right? Romans 1:16. So they had like a whole 116 movement, bro. Like, man, it was a whole camp. I don't even know where to start, bro. Like, but amazing, dope musicians, that were just unashamed of being Christian, unashamed of rapping Jesus, So they made being a Christian not really just say like look cool, but like you knew someone understood you. You know what I mean? Like even if I remember just being the only Christian in my whole dormitory at that particular time. Then before I started preaching the gospel to that, I remember I'm only the only one who would come to school and not be ashamed of like, look, I'm Christian. Everybody else would try to melt, be like, oh no, we leave the Christian thing at home. Here we just here to like again. Um, I understand that. I understand that, but like, yo, if you young, I want to tell you, you joined the best. You literally gave your life to the best thing. That's the best decision. Giving your life to Jesus has been the best decision that you probably have ever made. So there's nothing to be ashamed about, really.
Are you looking for the creator of everything, or the people around you who in 5 years are not going to be anywhere around you? I'm sorry to tell you that the 10 people you clicked up with right now, in 5 years, 10 years, you ain't going to be clicked up with.
For 21-year-old, I think this little brother of mine is deep. He's deep, bro. Like I've been telling people this. I remember even holding sermons, and I was telling people like, look, do you realize that the people you knew in primary school, um, you no longer know most of them at this point? The people that you knew in high school, you don't no longer know most of them. The people that you knew in college. So like all the people that you're trying to feel ashamed of Jesus toward, like they're not even worth it. Even Jesus said, if you are ashamed of me in this wicked and adulterous generation, I'll be ashamed of you before my holy Father and his holy before my Father and his holy angels. Which one do you think is better, bro? Of people that probably will not remember you again, like what he's saying, 5 years from now. Which do you think is a better offer? So yeah.
With none of them, except maybe a couple of them, and those will be your closest ones if you connected with them. So you worried about all these opinions who don't even matter. But the one person that's never gonna leave you, the one person that's always gonna be there is Jesus.
Ooh, come on,
If you just
come
follow
on,
him,
brother.
he has everything in this life that you're gonna want. And don't you dare have that mindset that says, oh, I'll just follow God later. I'll pick him up later.
Nah.
That's a dangerous game.
Dangerous. Nah, very dangerous game. Like, look.
You don't just get to say, oh no, I'll say I believe in Jesus now, but I'll live for him later. You ain't guaranteed tomorrow.
Number one, you're not guaranteed tomorrow. Number two, you're not guaranteed that you remember him. Like, have you noticed that like your life has been programmed to forget God? That's the scariest part. I don't want to scare you with this. If I had time, I would really scare you, Boots. But because of the videos that like there's a short form in a sense, the thing is, bro, like you gotta understand. If you're living outside of Jesus, you're programming your life to forget about Jesus. So like even if you know this is your last moment on earth, your body will not remember to call on him. Why? Because your body has been designed, your soul has been designed to forget him. Every chance you got to claim him, you were like pushing him away, guess what? Your whole system has been designed. You have programmed your life to forget about God. So you don't have guarantee that you're going to make it to the point of giving giving God your life. Number two, you have programmed yourself to the point that like you deal with the situations that you face alone without Him. So, however hardship that you deal with going forward, like you've programmed your life in that way. So it's not going to be easier for you to now try to find God. Matter of fact, you would have more reasons to not want to deal with Him or to not want to give your life to Him if that has been your story all along. So, yo, I would have loved to take most of this because I feel like this is powerful. But yeah, I might just have to end this video here and just say like, look, um, I'll link his tags in the comment in the description. But like, yo, if you're young, it's the best decision that gonna make. And probably like, let me speak to all the kids that like I knew. Um, it's not new, but all the kids that like were like my friends in high school who would go and forget about their faith when they're now in different places. Bro, there's nothing to be ashamed about. There's really nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing worth giving up God for in this life. Nothing. There's nothing that should make you say, I'm unashamed of the gospel because of this, you know? So, hey, love to you, my brother. Love to you. And make sure you let me know in the comment section if this has been inspiring and helpful to your faith. And hit subscribe if you haven't already. Like, share. It actually helps the algorithm push this video to more people and helps us spread the message. So anyway, until the next video, peace.